We're going to showcase to you an incredible cuisine that I know most of you just love to death. I hope you've had an opportunity to go to Thailand. I've done it 4 times in my life, and every time I go, it is mind-blowing. I literally show up with my socks so far up there, I gotta pull them off, get the toes in the sand, get some fruit going, which is where we're gonna go when we do a cocktail. Passion fruit lychee, spritzer. Oh my God, with rum. You ever had Thai rum? It's insane. I brought back 2 bottles back in March when the pandemic was just shutting down. Blew it out in like 2 months, it's gone. So it's gonna be a great dinner that we're gonna feature. 7-course plated dinner, 2 little bites, 2 cocktails, and I'm even gonna show you the sacrilege. Beer in ice, Singa with fresh lime. Let's get into it. Click, play, cook, pause, repeat. Lychee passion fruit spritzer, Thai style. Let's do it. Thai style or Blackie style? Same kind of style. So the first thing you need to do is you're gonna have a little dish for yourself. You're gonna grab your drunken lychees, your lime chip, and inside the kit, the box, you had 2 of these little bamboo skewers. So first thing you're gonna do, grab your lychee, grab your lime chip. Take your lime chip, nice and crispy. Just poke the skewer through a hole, and then right behind it, grab your lychee, your drunk lychee. This is soaked in a bit of passion fruit juice along with the rum. And just do the second one here very quickly. 1 and 2. I so want to just pop that in, but maybe I'll just have a little sippy. So there's fresh passion fruit seeds inside. Don't freak out. Crunch them. Crush them inside your mouth. You get that texture, that popping, the snap crackle. Fantastic. Let's get the cocktail done. It's really straightforward. So the first thing with these glasses, you know, take your ice, go about halfway. You're going to take each container, it's going to go halfway with the passion fruit. Works out perfectly. Whether it's a low ball, high ball, it's going to work well. All right, containers to the side. You're going to take your Pellegrino, Limonada, my favorite bubbly. I'll pop that in right to the top. Pretty much uses almost all of it. Now, I don't know about you, but it's pretty sexy with the veg mass down there, or sorry, the fruit mass down there, or the passion fruit with the rum. You can see the passion fruit seeds mixing through, but a little trick for you when you're stirring in a glass. Instead of using the spoon end of it, use the arm end of it. Just come right in. 1, 2. It is so powerful. The smell is so beautiful and fragrant. It's like perfume. It's incredible. I'm gonna pop that on the top of there. You don't need a straw for this. Look at that. A little bit of Thailand. Happy Valentine's, everybody. Provecho. Incredible, isn't it? I mean, it's a cold winter's day, And here we are having fruit juice with passion and a little bit of rum action. And why don't we get into some canapés? So head over to the fridge, bring over box or container A and container B. Let's break them out and see what it's all about. So these are going to be your canapés. So container A basically contains in it 3 elements, these little solo cups. This is a tamarind sweet chili dip, which is going to be for prawn and crab fritters done with water chestnut, little Thai red curry, and cilantro. We have some oil to crispy fry them up. So these are really straightforward and easy to go. Oil's gonna go into your frying pan. And remember the rule, if I can cook at home on this little skanky little burner, you can cook, no problem. You can survive this day. So we're gonna come up to about a medium flame. You go inside your mix. Now, real key setup here is getting one of, you don't have to have this, but have yourself a container with some spoons in it. You're gonna find it comes in real handy keeping things in check. So, oil's coming up on heat. You're gonna take your mix and you're basically gonna go in, and you don't have to be like, I don't want you to make canals or anything like that, as he makes canals. But all you're gonna do is you're gonna just drop these bad boys down into the pan. Now, you've got enough mix in here that you can have more than one fritter. Now, some of you might have some fancy little ice cream scoops at home that do like small little 2-ounce portions. You can do that too. Or you can just totally chill out, divide it equally into 4 little pieces. And just make sure in terms of their thickness, they're about the same. All right? The tamarind chili dip, get yourself a little vehicle that you can pour it into, pop it onto a board, rectangle, something long that you can present to the 2 of you. A little spoon for the dip. Do you hear it? It's called cooking. It's an incredible concept. Here we go. So we're just gonna get color on here, and naturally we're gonna get some crispiness going on there, but cooking it through and through. The mixture is raw. This whole process that we're talking about here is about 3 minutes to get it going. So while that's going, now when the oil starts jumping, it's kind of an indication to bring down the temperature a little bit. It's like, you ever been up early in the morning and you've decided, I gotta have bacon. I'm gonna put bacon in the pan, and then you put the bacon in the pan, and then you're standing by the, like I'm guilty of this, you know, just have my PJ bottoms on, but don't have a top on, and the bacon's hitting you. Oh, okay, that's an indication to turn down the temperature. So we're gonna be about there. That's great. Let's head into the next box. Box B, or carton B. This is really straightforward. In here, we have some non-plat. So this is fish sauce, citrus, lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, a little touch of soy, but mostly fish sauce. And we just bring that to a boil, a simmer actually, and we let it cook out, and it's so good. Inside here, I didn't want to stress anybody out. So I've already made the Vietnamese rolls. They're done. They're good to go. And when you get home and look at these, you're just basically, there's going to be 3 of them in the container, and you're just going to toss them, put them right down on the container like that, okay? We made them the morning of, you picked up. Let's head back over to our fritters and give them a little flip now. Oh, look at the color. Oh my goodness, that looks so gorgeous. And it is totally fine that they look all rustic. You know, you don't want to form perfect little patties. I don't know what it was about cooking in the 80s, but everything had to either be a circle, a sphere, a triangle, or a square. It was all about that. And then all of a sudden, like late 90s, early 2000s, it was like chefs were like, yeah, that looks good. And it's like, oh yeah, that looks so local, organic, locally sourced. How about locally freeformed? Anyway, you know, it's just about making things just look natural, not out of control. We're about, what, 2 minutes into that? It's not going to be long. Non-plat's on his side, the chili dip's there. Can you invert the flavors? Could you take this roll and pop it into that one? Sure. There's not a problem to do that. So that's pretty much it. One. I mean, what a bonus, you know. In the kit, I said you get 2 and 2, two little bites of each. And look at this, you got 4 and 3. Blackie's out of control, he's giving it away. There's a little piece. Ooh. Little bites. Maybe we should call them medium bites. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed those killer little bites. I'm sure you're feeling the energy of Thailand starting to come through, those bright, clean flavors that they always represent. Incredible to cook it for you. Let's dive into a classic for Thai cuisine, a green papaya salad. And I gotta share with you, I'm so impressed with our packing for this one. You're gonna go to the fridge, you're gonna bring out box 1A and box 1B for course 1. So let's go through 1A first. Have a little bowl on the side. Inside you have some fresh whole pieces of cilantro, crispy taro root, already crispy fried, and at the bottom of the container is a 4-ounce lid, a container of the nam pla, which you had for the spring rolls in your little bites. So we're gonna be using that again, that element, to work with the salad. In container 1B are all the elements cashew. We're doing crushed cashew instead of crushed peanut to go with it. Now, the salad itself comprises of, everything's already done for you. Pretty straightforward. Inside we've got some carrot, we've got the green papaya, a little bit of napa, along with some capsicum, or as we like to say in North America, red bell pepper. What you're going to do, take your nam pla, and you're going to take pretty much, you could do all of it right in there, and you want to just basically mix it up. Now, typically, what you'll see people do, especially in Thailand, the green papaya, this papaya that we have is a little soft. It's still quite fibrous, but it's still soft compared to what I'm used to seeing in Thailand. And they'll use a pestle and mortar, and they'll take their fish sauce along with some chili and crispy little fried shrimps, dried shrimps, not fried shrimps, and they'll pestle and mortar the green papaya with it until it's a soft paste, still enough to hold itself together. We're not gonna have to do that here. Not because we're trying to simplify things, just the text, by the time the papaya gets to us here, it's really not at that point. So, nice and fibrous here. You're gonna grab yourself 2 plates, and what you're basically going to do is you're going to take your little salad and you're going to drop it down on the plate. You got 1, you got 2. Pretty awesome, generous portioning we've got going on here. So let's top it up, because at the end of the day, it's veggies. So let's just top that up a little bit more. There we go. Then you have your crispy taro root to go on top. Try to keep that as high as you can. You've got enough for the 2 of you. Now, in the bowl, you have some of the nam pla liquid left. Just want you to kind of let that run around on the plate, because trust me, you're probably going to be drinking it. It's so tasty, that stuff. You're going to finish off with some of the crushed cashew. And then the sprigs of cilantro. They're a little dried out from the transport, so just put them back into the container now and get a little bit of the liquid on top. 1 down on top. Just go through and make sure you got a nice gorgeous sprig to go on top of it. That was it. Pretty straightforward, right? Stress-free. Fun times. Fun times at your house in winter doing a green papaya salad. enjoy the green papaya salad. We're sliding into course 2. Head to the fridge, bring over container 2A and 2B. What is this? Drunk noodles. Drunk noodles, Thai style, doesn't mean there's alcohol in it. It literally basically refers to a broad style noodle. Here we go, let me show you. Along with that, we've got basically a vegetable. This is gonna be a little stir fry, okay? So finally we're getting into some hot stuff after that little fritter we had during Little Bites. So basically what you're gonna need to do, head over to your burner, to your stove top, and get a frying pan going. Inside the container, you have your base sauce to finish the noodles off with some oil. And the oil is basically to get the vegetables sauteing. So much oil in that container, it's crazy. So there's no alcohol in these noodles. The reason they call them drunk noodles is because late at night in Thailand, you're usually drunk and you're hungry and you need to eat. So they kind of started doing this late night stir fry action with these noodles. And you know, we're all well known and versed in pad Thai, and there's so many different flavors out there. And I have to share with you, as a young cook living in Canada making pad Thai noodles, I was taught to make it with ketchup. Well, what was the horror when I finally got over to Thailand and I ordered up pad Thai noodles and it came to me and I was like, ooh. I watched them make it and I was like, ooh, there's no ketchup in it. And then I'm like, yeah, kind of makes sense that there'd be no ketchup in it. So, you know, your impressions of what Thai cuisine is and what Thai actually is are usually two different things. So, the pad ki mao, which is what we have here, the drunk noodles, just very quickly in here, the broad noodles, ginger, garlic, pak choy, napa cabbage, shallot, ginger, garlic, and then the sauce, this is a sweet chili paste. So in here, I've got a little touch of hoisin, I've got some tamarind, I've got some crispy chili sauce. This is basically a base sauce that we have. And now what are we gonna do? I can tell you over here, this pan is getting hot. And the first thing you're gonna do, go with your veggies. Veggies down. These rice noodles don't take much time. Now some of you are like, hey chef, I gotta walk at home. You don't need a walk. You need a little frying pan because this is quick, okay? Let those vegetables cook out, but again, this video is made for you in real time. This is not going to take long. We are literally going to be, from the moment we heated it up, took about a minute and a half to get it, once the flame was turned on. You can hear it cooking away. We really just want to get translucence on the vegetables, but we don't want any color. Noodles are next. These noodles, we've already pre-soaked them for you so they're soft. Drop your noodles down in the pan. Again, back with the tongs, give them a little toss. Take this sweet chili sauce, drop that down inside. So the sauce is going to kind of reduce down with the noodles. This is it. See how fast that was? Simplicity of putting together a great Asian noodle dish, be it Singapore noodles, be it pad Thai noodles, or good old drunk noodles here. Turn your flame off.
Yummy, yummy. Look at the steam.
A lot of you are probably wondering, why is there not wine in this menu? Well, wine's just not going to work with a Thai menu. That's why we're going with beer. But the thing that I want to showcase to you, and not only did I see this in Thailand, but I saw this also in Vietnam on my trip last year, and it's hot. when you head over, when it's cold here, it's hot in Asia. And when we were over there was days where literally we'd go out and we'd go to like a temple and we'd be there maybe an hour, hour and a half, and we literally would make our way back to the hotel just so we could cool off. But that's not always going to be an option. So the next best option is to do something that is so sacrilegious in this country, but is so awesome to do there. And it's basically having beer on ice. And what will happen is the ice in Asia is even different. It's not this cube stuff that we're doing here. They're like long tubes with a little hole in the center. And what you want to do, you want to pack your 2 beer steins with ice. You just got to trust me on this, okay? And then you take some fresh lime juice. Go inside. You can clearly see I overportioned that. That's about it. And then, you ever seen this technique? Yeah, you ready, folks? Yeah? No? There we go. And you want to just take your beer and you want to fill it right up. And we would sit there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's totally what you want. Just flowing beer all over the place. You totally want to have this with your food because if you haven't figured it out, there's some spice notes coming along in this menu. You know, you ever been to to a foreign country and you hear the waiter say to you, we don't like to make it so spicy because, that's how the locals like it. I'm the guy that's like, check, and I leave and I go fine. And it's not that I want it spicy, I'm just looking for that kind of authentic flavor profile. And if it's gonna be spicy, so be it. Am I gonna get beer and ice with some lime juice in it? I'm all about that. Look at that. And just a side note, because we are in the pandemic, if we hit 250 orders, which last check I think we were approaching about 100, there's only like 200 of these bottles in the entire city of Ottawa. So in your kit, you either got Singa or you got Tiger. Those are the 2 national beers of Thailand. This one's from Bangkok, and then you got the Tiger brand. Just, that's it. I mean, you want to go ahead and put your spoon in there and give it a little stir up. So good. Imagine the temperature is 42 degrees. Enjoy. Go to the fridge, bring over number 3. Classic soup of mine, been an institution in this town for many, many years. Oh my gosh, I'm back to like Brook Street days, 2003. Tom Kha. So this is a Thai coconut soup done with chicken. Goon would be shrimp, gai would be chicken. So there's 2 ways you can do this. We're gonna finally get to use the microwave. I know you've all been dying to use it. So let's head on over. And a little pro tip for you. Okay, let's be honest, it's not a pro tip, it's a microwave tip. On your microwave, you're probably not aware of this, but there are power levels. We're gonna go to, oh, I've overdone it. Let me try it again. We're going to 70%. I finally got it that time. And you're gonna set it up for 3 minutes. You can just pull the lid off ever so slight. So just so we're on the same page. Just ever so slight the lid, but you don't have to worry that it's gonna explode. It's not going to. Let that run. And if you still got your cocktail, you can go dive into the cocktail, or you can go find some bowls. You wanna heat the bowls up, you can heat the bowls up. That's gonna take about 2.5 minutes. Now, Thai coconut soup, that's, how traditional is that in terms of Thai cuisine? I mean, for us over here, it is. I kind of find it hard every time I go over to Thailand to actually find it. If you go to the tourist sections, you see it everywhere. But when you start to get into the more rural areas of it, For example, back in March of last year, of 2020, I was in Bangkok, and they're easy to find. When I went further south down into Krabi, a little bit more challenging to find as you get more rural where the locals are eating. So it's a coconut-based soup. It's done with red Thai curry, fish sauce, palm sugar, got a julienne of vegetables in there, only comprising of capsicum, onion, shallot. It's a super balance against sweet, spice, chili, and then that coconut kind of coming through and through. It's a 3-minute countdown, and it's really so quick to get this put together. Let's do it. Wow. Piping hot. Check it out. That's what 3 minutes is going to get you at 70%. So the trick with this is we already put the cilantro in. We set that in it. That's usually the garnish for the soup, but we put that in when it was cold, when we made the massive batch of this. So you got nice chunks of chicken inside along with the vegetables. So before you do anything pouring it and divvying it up, you want to get out all the chunks. And then 1 and 2. Now, if you don't want to use a microwave, you can put it into a pot over a medium-high flame. It's going to be a little longer. It's probably going to be more like 4 minutes before you can get it up to the full temperature. And you're going to have to keep an eye on it to make sure that the chicken pieces or the garnisher inside doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. Tom Kha Gai. Enjoy. Now you've had it. You've had the legend, the Tom Kha Gai from Blackie. I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to slide in the next course. This is course 4. Head to the fridge, container 4A, container 4B. Let's walk through it. In container 4A, you have a solo cup, 2 ounce, that's packed with crispy fried shallots and chopped peanuts. Inside the container is the sour long beans, done with shallots, ginger, garlic, and a bit of pak choy leaves. So what you're gonna do is, there's already oil in these. You get yourself a medium frying pan, drop your veggies down inside. The sour long beans have already been blanched, so they're not gonna take long to cook. We're gonna let that cook over there. On the opposite side, in here, we have the tempeh tofu, along with the ground pork. Because this dish is so fast, we're gonna do both combos of cooking. Take the ground pork, put it in the microwave, set the timer to 7. Go for 1 minute and 40. Move your containers out the way. You're left with your garnish, and you got your veggies over here. Now, quickly, let's talk about the tempeh tofu. So this is tofu like you know, but the only difference is the soybean is fermented and compressed together. So you can see how it kind of has this incredible kind of textural look to it. And this is something that I discovered and worked with when I was living and working in Bali, Indonesia, but you see it everywhere now. So great little protein substitute to go with this great little dish that we're doing with the ground pork. Ground pork, sour long beans. You've probably seen these in Chinatown or when you're in your Asian grocery store. Long bean, about this long. And you're like, what do you do with it? They're wrapped up. I've seen people use those sour long beans and putting them into a green papaya salad. I kind of like chop them up into little pieces, give them a little blanch off, saute them up with shallots, ginger, garlic. You can see it's looking gorgeous, right? I'll bring the flame down low. And what we're going to do now, we're going to drop the tempeh in, the tofu. There's no seasoning, nothing like that's going on here, okay? Pork, while all that's been happening, we're down to 10 seconds. We're going to count it down shortly here. Veggie's almost done. We're on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's your ground pork. You can see it's piping hot. It's killer. So next thing to do now, grab yourself a spoon. Make sure everything's nicely amalgamated. You're going to go down in the bowl with the vegetables and the sour long bean. So this pork, the ground pork's already fully cooked. Go in, grab a big chunk of it, put it right dead center in the middle of the plate. You want to divide the ground pork evenly between the two dishes. Have a little bit of liquid at the bottom there. Look at that. It's like Canadian precision cooking team. We're going to garnish it off with the chopped shallots. Sour long bean, crispy tempeh tofu, ground pork chili. It's pretty divine. Enjoy. Wow, here we are. We're on course 5. We're finally getting into the curries. How are you feeling in there? Are you feeling like you're maybe getting a little full? So here's a pause idea for you. You could pause right now, and you can go for a walk. Go for a little walk around the block, so you can kind of like, let everything settle into play. See you in what, 15? Come on back, and we'll get going on a prawn green eggplant curry. Oof, here it is. Let's have a look. So, head to the fridge, course 5, container A, container B, and you also want to look for a container called rice. We're going to do 2 curries in a row. We're going to do the prawn curry, and course 6 is going to be a duck curry, but we're not going to give you rice for both. We're just going to give you rice for the 2. Let's look at what we've got. In container 5A, crispy shallots, pickled cucumber, done with a quickle pickle. These are so tasty. A little sweet, but the sourness going on in there. We have shrimps inside, 2 per person, along with the veggies. So everything's going in there. That's going to go into the frying pan. Frying pan, already on, medium-high flame. I've already got some oil in this one. So what do we want to do? Down you go. Head over here to the microwave. Pop the door, container 5B, completely done. The yellow curry, ready to go, coconut based. Drop that in. Whoa, I nearly lost the whole thing. That would have been crazy. 7. I'm gonna set that up for around more than 45 seconds. So these 2 garnishes, we're gonna pop open, put them to the side. Come into your veggie pan. Grab a spoon. You got oil in there. You just want to make sure everything's laying flat, especially the shrimps. I'm always amazed at how the smoke alarm doesn't go off in this building while I'm doing these demos. Okay, cooking out beautifully. Get rid of your containers. Got your garnish. We're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on over here? Oh, back. The rice, it's day-old rice. It's jasmine rice, though. It's okay. Keep the lid on. In you go. Power level 7. Set it up for 55 seconds. Go. Back over here to the curry. Shrimps take seconds to cook. Okay, I'm going to bring that flame down a little bit. I'm going to take the yellow curry. So That was a little intense. That was a little out of control. So we're gonna take that down a little bit. And that's kind of why I pulled it out of the container right away. So you're just gonna put your veggies down with your shrimp directly in the bowl. Oh, it smells so good. Shrimps are there. You get 2 pieces per person, plus your veggies. Make sure you get it nicely equally distributed, the sauce between the two. Head back over to the rice. If I were you, I would probably get a separate container for the rice. Don't put it with the curry. Generally, you'll see the Thai, they'll have their rice on the side and they'll have their actual curry itself together. So the crispy fried shallots over the top, and then we've got the pickled cucumber. Just gonna lay that down over the top. Lovely little pieces. This is a lovely little plate. Look at that. So the rice, we're gonna put that into a container in a minute, and that'll be on the side. Bring that to the table. Pretty special. The prawn curry is behind us. We're moving into course 6. Head to the fridge. You want to grab container 6A and 6B. And let's review what we have going on here. This is a duck curry. This is a duck curry done with a green curry. So if we look inside the container, we're going to give you both a piece of breast and we're going to give you some of the leg. Inside the container itself here, oh, I've got some of the leg meat. Let me move that over there. We've got some vegetables. We've got some water chestnuts, Napa cabbage, cilantro, onion, garlic, shallots, tossed in a little bit of oil. You want to set yourself up a frying pan for this. Frying pan set to medium high, and you're going to need a microwave. How are we going to do all this? First things first, let's get the sauce going. The sauce, the green curry. Let me give myself a little bit more room here. There we go. There, I made it. We're going in level 7. And we're gonna go up to around 40 seconds. Doesn't take long to heat up a sauce. While that's going, your veggies, hold back the bean sprouts, all right? Drop the veggies down inside the pan. And while that's going on, you want to take the duck leg and you want to break it down and drop it into the pan. And when I say break it down, don't be shredding it. Just keep the skin and the meat, break it all down. We've actually confit this. Leave that in there. And for the breast, you're going to keep it on the container. Now, if you remember, when we did the curry course, and the machine goes ping. There's the curry sauce, done. So, when we did the last course, course 5, we had some jasmine rice. Hopefully you didn't eat it all. You still got some of it, so keep that. Green curry sauce is hot. Toss our vegetables. I'm gonna drop the duck leg in now. You get one leg to separate between the two of you. Wasn't that a great idea going for that walk earlier? You probably must be feeling better. Even though flavors are abound everywhere, you've got a little bit more breathing space now. So keep the bean sprouts until the last minute. The duck breast, keep it on the lid, head inside. 7. Bring that up to around 25 seconds, no more. Okay, back over here, green curry. Wow, it smells so good. Bean sprouts in now. Counting down on the duck breast. You're now going to portion your curry between the two. Just make sure you get like all the colors with the capsicum and everything else going on separated between the two. Yum, yum. And then we're going over to the duck breast. Nice and plump and juicy. You're going to take the duck breast and you're going to cut it right down the center. Got that lovely pinkness showing through and through. You're going to drop that on top. Duck leg, duck breast, green curry, jasmine rice on the side. It's the last of the savory. It's course 6. Enjoy. Well, you've made it. It's the 7th course. We're at the end of this incredible journey. But before we end the journey, let's go and grab kit number 7. And don't forget, when you came to pick up the kit, we handed to you in your hand, and I know there was a couple of you that are a little freaked out when we did that, but this is the ice cream. This is a kaffir lime leaf and lychee ice cream. Vanilla base, or a creme anglaise base. It's crazy. So that's in there. And then let's look at what's inside the container number 7. So in here for the dessert, one of the quintessential desserts that you will get when you're in Thailand, and it's street food, and it's everywhere. And if you've been, you already know this. Mango and steamed sticky rice. It's everywhere on the streets. So what we did was we took a little bit of the old French technique and we made a panna cotta. The dessert is shared. Because after all, it's Valentine's. And if you haven't been playing footsies and handsies all night from this dinner, now's time to start, okay? Because we're on the last course. Because after this, I just don't want to know, okay? It's up to you guys now. So we're just gonna pull this out. She's a little sticky. So this is a mango panna cotta. So on top, mango. On the bottom, coconut. How do we finish this all off? Well, you're gonna get 2 plates. There is the panna cotta in the center of the plate. We made some crushed velvet meringue. I know, because it's Valentine's, right? You gotta have the themes going there. So we have some of that going with some blueberries. And on top, we also have some toasted coconut to go with the coconut panna cotta. And then to finish it off, you literally need to fight over this. But fight in a good way. Maybe feed each other. That's the best way to kind of end a beautiful dinner like this. And then right on top, look at that, everybody. So no, I'm not being a cheapo. I want you to have 2 little dishes, have 1 plate, forget the dishes. 2 forks, panna cotta, lychee ice cream. Happy Valentine's. I hope you had a lovely time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.